Hey Bread Gang, I hope everyone's doing good and keeping safe. In today's video, I'm going to chat to you guys about Clover Health, ticker symbol CLOV. In particular, I'm going to give you guys an update. So looking at pretty much price action, and also I'm going to have a look at like the short interest data. So seeing what's going on in terms of short interest, and especially seeing as a lot of option contracts are going to expire this Friday. It'll be interesting to see if short sellers are taking out loans on shares, they're going to have to buy to cover. So that's going to create some demand. So all of this I'm going to go through in today's video and also share my thoughts and opinions. Bearing in mind, these are my thoughts and opinions. This is not financial advice. So make sure you do your own background DD. But before I get into today's video, make sure you guys subscribe and of course hit that notification bell. With that being said, let's get this bread. So first of all, to have a look at the short interest data, so seeing what's been out on loan in terms of Clover Health shares, etc., and how long they've got to cover. So right now they've got 23% of the flow out on loan at the moment, and that equates to 50 million shares, and that's a lot. And especially seeing as they've got just under 2 days to cover. So basically they've got till Friday to cover. So for the fact that 50 million shares have to be covered by Friday, this is going to create a lot of demand the minute the short sellers basically buy back to cover the shares. So we're likely to see next week from Monday, we're likely to see basically a green candle or a start to the green week. So right now there's 3 analysts that are saying that Clover Health is a sell at the moment, basically it's underperforming, etc. And there's 2 that are saying it's a hold. There's no analyst that's saying or right now it's a buy, etc. And if we have a look at the PE ratio, so this is more if you're a long-term investing. As a rule of thumb, PE ratio is something that you look at to see if a company is overvalued or undervalued. So if a company is undervalued, then this is usually long-term investment. This is where you would get in buying the shares, seeing as the company is undervalued at the moment. And of course you do other DD just to make sure that, look, the company really is undervalued. So the actual price that the market has for the company shares is actually a lot lower than what the company is valued at. So if the P ratio is low, you can buy the shares on sale. And then when the market catches on to the actual true value of the company, then the price is going to rise. So effectively make money when the price of the market actually matches the value of the company. So if you now look at the chart of Clover Health, so looking at the daily chart, and just to give you guys an idea of in terms of when short sellers have to cover, etc., the kind of demand that you would see. So if I have a look at the 3rd of September, so the Friday the 3rd of September relative to Monday the 7th of September, so a lot of shorts would have had to cover, etc. So this would have created a lot of demand. And you can see part of this effect of the demand is actually this huge green candle. So we could possibly see the same huge green candle on Monday. So if this is the case, then this could potentially see the price breaking that 50 MA again. And hopefully this time, if it does break it, the price actually stays above the 50 MA for the next couple of sessions, unless there's a lot of short sellers start swarming into this market again, which I don't really see unless the price gets to this resistance. So the resistance on the range bound, if the price gets to that resistance, then I could potentially see a lot of short sellers getting in thinking, you know what, it's at the resistance, the price is going to start decreasing from that. So let's get in, let's make profit basically on the decline of the share price. However, if the price doesn't get to that resistance, but it's above the 50 period moving average, then there might not be as many short sellers getting on board because, look, the price will be above the 50 MA, it'll be closer to the resistance, and this could potentially be the start to the bulls, basically driving this price up to break that resistance. So if the price breaks this resistance, so gets out of this range bound, I believe that this range bound was the accumulation phase. So if the price is getting towards that resistance, it's above the 50 MA, it wouldn't be a good time to be a short seller to start getting in, etc., because you might not have as much supply backing you up to drive the price lower. So the bulls might continue pushing up with a lot of momentum that could break that resistance. So the resistance at $10. So if the price does break that resistance at $10, then this is going to be potentially a lot of momentum pushing this price even further up, sending this price up. First of all, testing this resistance, the resistance at $14. And then if the price breaks that resistance, then it's more than likely that it's going to head up to test that all-time high at $28. So if we then have a look at the weekly chart just to see basically where the price of Clover Health could potentially go the next couple of weeks leading into months. On the MACD, there's actually a dead cross. Even though the histogram was showing that, look, the bearish momentum has been decreasing, this week it looks like the bearish momentum is actually picking up because the signal line and the MACD line are actually deviating away from each other on the bearish side. So meaning that the dead cross looks like it's getting stronger. And seeing as this Friday, the short sellers have to buy back to cover the position. So this is going to create demand. So we'll see if this goes from dark red to a pinkish. If that's the case, then that means that the bearish momentum is actually decreasing. We could potentially start seeing the price heading up to test that 50 period moving average, which was initially tested on the 7th of September. And there was a lot of bearish rejection. So if the price heads back up to test that 50 moving average on the weekly, then there's a good chance that it could potentially break that 50 moving average. So we'll see what the market is saying the rest of the week, especially next week, Monday. We'll see how the market reacts to the buyback of shares, etc. And if that creates a lot of demand, and seeing as if the market heads towards that 50 moving average, first of all on the daily and then on the weekly. So if the price heads to that 50 moving average and if it breaks it, then on the daily, then on the weekly, we could potentially see it rise up to that 50 moving average to test it and potentially break it. And then over the next couple of months, who knows, the price could even get to that $14 resistance and then the all-time high of $20. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys subscribe and of course hit that notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up. Let me know this is the kind of content you like to see, and I'll be coming at you with regular updates on Clover Health. And also comment below, let me know your thoughts on Clover Health. Are you currently invested in it? Do you like the stock? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks guys, I'll see you in the next video.